All right, here we are. So, let me know if the audio is working properly and all that stuff because, yeah, I haven't streamed in a while, so hopefully everything is kind of still running the way it's supposed to. Um, yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do another one of the, rebuilding something or other with Tailwind live streams that I used to do all the time because I haven't done one in a while and people kind of like those. So, let me show you kind of what I want to do today. So, a bunch of people suggested building like an e-commerce store. So I was like looking around and I was looking through some lists of like popular Shopify stores and I found the Allbirds store, which I thought was, pretty nice design. And there's a lot of kind of interesting little puzzles in here to solve that I don't even know how we're going to do. So we'll kind of just figure it out as we go. Yeah, so I thought this would be kind of fun. It was surprising how ugly most e-commerce sites were. They were like really brutal. So we'll see where we get. I have done no preparation for this at all. We will be making it up as we go, but hopefully we will get somewhere. So all I've done is spun up a little Next.js project and installed Tailwind and stuff. And the reason I have chosen to do this with React today is just because for these little things where we're just like trying to build something on the fly, working with React is kind of nice because you can do everything in one file. We can extract components and keep them in the same file. If we were working in Vue, it would be a little bit slower for this sort of quick prototyping stuff. I feel like having to think about the component APIs a little bit more. Which I think is a good thing to do when you're building something real. But when we're just trying to hack something together really fast and we just want to throw everything in one file and be able to loop over stuff, but still keep stuff sort of broken up, this makes it kind of nice and easy. So let's start with something. So we've got a div here doing nothing. And I guess we're going to want to do like this little banner at the top. So why don't we just like lay out some stuff on the page here. So I'm just gonna like treat that as a div and we'll have like a header section. And then in that we'll probably have like, I don't know, we might have like a nav or something. And then I guess we'll have like our main section down here. And it looks like we're gonna have at least a div for the breadcrumbs and stuff, and probably like this menu and stuff like that. We'll kind of figure it out as we go here. So let's just start by filling in some content here. So we're raising prices on all products by produce. Anyone out there ever eaten a shoe before? Of the planet. And we'll do a link here that goes to nowhere. Learn more. So let's see, what do we got here? Yep, that's not going to be good. Now, one thing is these colors are kind of like not colors we have out of the box in Tailwind. Like I'm looking at our palette here. This like kind of dark lime could kind of work for what's up there. Like maybe like this color or this color. But down here, this isn't really the same color. I think we'd have to like dive into green. So maybe what we'll do is we'll enable lime just so we have it. So in colors, we're going to extend colors and we'll just add lime just so it's there. Probably in a perfect world, we'd build like a custom green palette that where these were kind of part of the same scale, but for what we're doing here, I think we can kind of just cheat a little bit. So we'll say BG lime 700 or something like that. And yeah, so we got that. Like theirs is way more subtle, like less saturated, but we'll figure it out. For font size, it looks like they got pretty small text here. 11. We don't have 11. We've got 12 though, so we'll go with 12. Text XS. And it looks like it's a little bolder maybe. Font semi-bold. Maybe not quite that much. Medium. Yeah, that's probably good. All right, so let's add a little bit of padding on the edges here. Looks like we can kind of just eyeball it, I think. Are these totally, do I have these editors set up exactly the same? No. So let's see if we can like line this up with, maybe I'll use like this as like my guide. And I'll line this one up there too. Ideally, I just want to be able to like go back and forth between these and have them be pretty similar. Okay, so let's do like a px4, py1, something like that maybe. Like that's not far off really. And we'll do like a text center on this. And it looks like we need to do the old React space trick for this link. Let's add an underline style to that. Favorite Slayer song is Ghosts of War off of the South of Heaven album. So this is pretty good, honestly. This'll work. Okay, so now this header section. So let's drop some stuff in here. So we're gonna have like a button for the kind of hamburger menu. Then we're gonna have like a section for like the logo. Then we're gonna have a section for like the cart, and maybe we'll put the button in a div too. So let's I think we'll just like grab some of Steve's icons here. So we'll say menu, copy as JSX. And maybe we have a cart icon. It's not going to be perfect, you know, but we'll make it work. That's probably going to be a button too. Okay, so we can't see them, but that's okay. So let's start with like H5W5, which I think is, or H6, I think W6 is sort of the intended size of these icons. So we'll start there and we'll see where we get. I think we're going to need to go bigger. Also, like, yeah, I think we're going to want to do like stroke width 1 maybe. It's kind of like an, yeah, I mean, that's kind of going to be all right, I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so let's flex this up a little bit. Yeah, everything will be on YouTube later. All right, so looks like we need some padding around this whole thing. And this logo, I'm just going to like copy the SVG, and I think I can just like convert it to JSX like this. Let's see. What? Copy image. Come on. Okay, let's copy link address. Oh, wait. What am I doing here? Copy image address. We're going to get an SVG here. The annoying thing is this is going to... oh, what's going on here? Is this like a really big SVG or something? Oh, it's quite large. All right. This is what we're going to do. We are going to link to it directly as an image tag. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's turn on word wrap here. Pro tip, when you use Tailwind, you want to have word wrap on in your editor. Okay, so do they have like something preventing me from loading it? Well, it seems like it should be there, so maybe we just need to do class name equals like H8 or something. There we go. All right, so we got flex. Let's do like items, center. Probably we want like some, what did we do for the padding up here? PX4. So let's start with that. PX4, PY4 too, maybe? I don't know. We'll just kind of figure it out as we go. I wish I could have both of these open at the same time, but alas, I cannot. I think 4 is going to be too much. So we'll do 3. Now, this is always an interesting challenge, trying to get logos centered in like navs like this, because there's no guarantee that the things on each side are the same size. You can see like in this case, for example, this icon is sort of like different. So one trick is we could just make each button the same size. So we could say like H8, W8 on the button. And then if the SVG is a different size than that, it's not a big deal. And then we can go up here. Justify between should kind of work. I don't really want to increase the font size because I won't be able to see what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, sorry. We'll be moving too slow, I think. Yeah, one trick is to make like this centered and then use absolute positioning for other stuff and kind of just lay it on top of each other. But I think this is actually going to be good enough. Again, like we're just going to try and get it like close, you know. Let's maybe we'll bump up this to 8 too. So maybe we'll just go like 8 across the board here. And maybe we'll drop the stroke width on this down to like 1.5 or something. What does their kind of stroke width look like? Yeah, we could go 1.5, I think. All right. Okay, so like we could go a little bit bigger on the logo, it looks like. Ours is a tiny bit bigger than theirs, and it looks like the way that this logo is kind of shaped, it kind of why are these not centered? Oh, this div. Got it. The trick, just flex everything. Let's see, that should, yeah, that's better. Okay, so we got a little shadow under that. So let's throw like a, BG white, like shadow XL on there or something. How's that? Is that like too aggressive? Yeah, it's a little much. Maybe we'll go like LG. I think it still might be kind of aggressive compared to theirs. Theirs is kind of soft. So maybe we'll go like MD. The difference here is really just the opacity of the shadow. I think like the LG shadow is actually like the closest in terms of like the overall kind of spread, but it's just like quite a dark shadow. So we could do like kind of a gross trick for tweaking the opacity of that. Maybe we'll just do it for fun for a second. If we just did like a dot absolute dot inset 0 shadow LG opacity 50 sort of thing here, we should be able to kind of like cheat that, you know. So that's like pretty close now. So what we did is we put the opacity on, or we put the shadow on like basically a pseudo element and just added the opacity to that. All right, so let's see. Let's do this like breadcrumb thing. So I think we'll have like a flex justify between here for sure to kind of spread like this out to the left and this out to the right. And we'll do like a section for there, a section for here, a button for the filters. Maybe we'll go with the 8 on that again. Let's see if there's like a good filters thing here. Filter. That'll have to do. So grab that. We will drop down to the 1 pixel stroke for that. We might be able to go shorter on it since... Yeah, okay. And then what was the other stuff? Okay, the stuff here. So let's see. David Lure in the chat right now is screaming with all these divs that I'm writing instead of thinking critically about what semantic elements I should be using. But that's okay. We'll start here and we can think about improvements that we can make. So let's do like text, probably XS on this, probably like a font medium, probably like a text gray 900 or something. Are they using straight up black, I wonder, for some of this stuff? No, just really dark gray. So we'll just stick with the really dark gray too. Okay, I think maybe they are going like bolder than we are. Now, it's a different font, of course, so it's going to look different, but I think medium actually was the nicest one. It's not quite right, but I'll take it. All right, so let's underline this. And it looks like we have a bit of a gap. So we can use like the space utilities for that. Space X2, something like that. 1. That'll have to be close enough. Okay, so on this whole container, let's add like PY4, and it looks like we've got like more aggressive horizontal padding on this than we did on the other stuff. So let's go with like PX6 maybe. Not bad. Okay, so for women's shoes, we will do like maybe a text XL, font semi-bold, text gray 900 sort of thing. I don't know. Ooh, gotta be bolder and maybe smaller. Like that's close. Again, the font is different, so it's gonna look a little bit different. Looks like we need a little bit more horizontal padding actually. I think 8 might be too much. And that's actually pretty close. We might need more horizontal padding on the main nav too. Maybe up here. It's tough because like the this cart is pretty close to the edge, but you know, it's really like a 7, but that's kind of like a weird thing to do in Tailwind. I don't know, 7. I don't know. I can't get into this. Oh, maybe 5. I can accept 5 actually. I can't accept 7. 7 is a little funky. This is pretty close actually. Okay, so let's figure out these filters. So the filters look like they're supposed to be kind of like centered alongside the other stuff. So if we just do item center, that should be something. We need the old display flex on this. We could like put the button as a direct child, but I like to think of these like containers as like their own components, where like each div is kind of like a bucket for something to go, and the button is kind of its own component too. So I find things tend to go smoother if you don't try to like smush things together into one element unnecessarily. Why did I refresh that? Okay. We could even like rotate these filters if we want to be kind of cute. You know, seems okay. Yeah, seems fine. why does putting class flex on the sub elements drop its location? So what's happening when we don't have, oh, I accidentally classed. When we don't have flex on here, we have a flex container, then we have flex children, and flex children are going to adopt whatever is kind of set here, right? So they're going to try and center with each other. But since this is not a flex container, this button, I think, is going to be displayed as inline block by default, which will, it sort of like inherits the line height, which will cause the button to be the wrong height. So if you look at the button itself, you can see it's got H6W6, but the container for the button is 30 pixels tall. And that's because of this being set to like display whatever. If we set this to like display block, the problem also goes away. But if it's inline or inline block, the browser adds this extra space underneath it because it thinks it should be treated kind of like flat or like text, like inline content. So yeah, 2 tricks, like 1, block on the button solves the problem, or flex on the div. So let's solve it with this approach for now. Okay, so there's a couple order ways we could do this, right? Like we could say, okay, well, let's build this thing, or like let's build like this crazy thing, or we could just try and get through a bunch of the page. I'm kind of leaning towards like, let's try and do this like side scrolling thing. Maybe we'll like throw a bunch of these in a loop so we can like scaffold some of them out. Maybe we do the footer. Yeah, the footer's kind of interesting because of this like state actually. So maybe we'll play with the footer, and then we'll maybe just work on like the responsive sizes and see how far we get, because there's like some interesting things that happen at the desktop size that I think would be fun. My microphone is a Shure SM7B. Okay, so we've got this div here that's holding that stuff. Underneath that, we can have like this other div. Whoa. Come on, you can do it. And we'll put a bunch of categories in there. So maybe we'll make a list of those somewhere. Const categories equals. So we've got women's running shoes, everyday sneakers, slip-ons, high tops, boat shoes, flats, and then I think the last one here, weather repellent shoes. Repels any kind of weather, heat, rain, snow. All weather is at the mercy of these shoes. Okay, so I'm going to put another div here because I just kind of feel like it's going to be needed. We'll do categories.map, category. We'll do a link. Come on, A or F, category. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff here. And I can never remember how to do this off the top of my head, so we'll just have to figure it out. So let's go with the old, what do we want here? PX looks like the same. So we'll do like a PX6 here, maybe like BG gray 100, something like that. It's probably pretty close. I think we're using like a really cool gray. We can maybe switch to like a more neutral gray. I can kind of show you how that works in Tailwind. So let's replace gray with like colors dot neutral gray, or I think it's just colors dot gray. It's going to be like a slightly more neutral gray. So let's see how long this takes to rebuild here. Did that swap out? Yeah, we could also go like true gray, which is like with no tinting at all. It's probably not going to come through well on the stream, but take a minute here as we recompile. Yeah, I mean, it seems fine. We'll go with that. Okay, so it looks like we have a little bit too much bottom padding on this thing up here. So we'll go with like PT4 and PB3. So it's like more optically centered, I think. And then we have a little bit of padding around the links. Now, how do they do the links? Okay, so it's just the link that's like a link, just the text. So we'll do like a PY3 or something, which is probably too much, but we've got to start with something. PY2. And it looks like we need to go smaller on the text, so we'll do that here. Text SM. That's probably about right. Again, the font kind of has a big impact on how stuff looks here. Let's go with like gray 700 or something. Maybe 800. Okay, I think that'll be okay. We could try and pull in like a custom font. Now the thing is, I don't remember how to do this really easily with Next off the top of my head. I wonder what's like kind of similar. I think this is a rabbit hole. We'll just keep using the default font here. So let's do flex for this, space X2, something like that. I think the best way to know which groups of element represent, like what they represent, is to create components for them, which we're not doing here because we're just kind of moving really fast. But, you know, if we were to take this and replace this with like a, you know, category list, then you would know what it was, right? Because it's named. I think like using classes for that just isn't really necessary. I think there's better things to name. I think you want to name the thing. Classes to me at this point are just like an API for styles, not like how I kind of label elements. Okay, so let's make this scroll. So what do we want to do here? Like white space, no wrap or something? And then I think we have to go like overflow X auto. All right, so we've got like this. We've got like a really heinous scroll bar rendering, which, I mean, maybe we can spend a minute and make like some custom like scroll bar utilities or something. Does anyone want to do that? We can kind of cover some fun Tailwind stuff here. So that's like, oh, this padding is wrong. Did we do 8 for this one? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So like this is, you know, it's pretty close. All right. So we got this. If we wanted to hide the scroll bar, let's see. MDN or style scroll bar. There's like a weird pseudo element or something. This is the one that's just in Firefox. There's another one though. I mean, how do you do it? CSS, hide scroll bar, Chrome. Oh, W3 schools. That is, oh wait, yeah, that's what we want. WebKit scroll bar. So we will, okay, so check this out. Here's how we can extend Tailwind. So we're gonna make a utilities layer. And we're going to make a scroll bar. I guess I'm trying to think like what a good way to do this. We can just say like scroll bar hidden or something. And We'll just do this, and we'll make it responsive so that we have like multiple variations of it. Display, none. I wonder what the default display is for it though. So now if we go here, we can say scroll bar hidden, or maybe we'll say like scroll bars hidden. I guess it's kind of like there could be vertical and horizontal, right? I'm using hidden just because the implementation is display none. So this is still compiling our CSS. All right, there we go. So here's a trick that I run into all the time. See how we can't scroll any further than this, and you have this like, this goes all the way to the edge. So even though this element has like a padding there, it still like complains. This is a really annoying problem. And the trick is to make this inline. And usually that's the trick. Maybe the trick is to move this there too. Nope. Maybe the trick is to do overflow X hidden here. Nope. Oh man, this is the nastiest problem in CSS that I ever run into, is how to deal with this horizontal scrolling. Let's cheat for a second. I'll show you kind of tables. Okay, so in Tailwind UI, we have these tables that scroll, right? And whoa, what's going on with that table? Is this real or is this my browser? We might have a bug here. If David is watching, then maybe he can tell me if, okay. So yeah, there's like some extra thing happening here, but you can see it's like mostly working there, but I don't know what's, it's like the iframe itself is, something's going on there. So you can see though, you do get that padding there. So I'm going to try and understand what the trick is that makes that work here. So you can see we've got an inline, oh, the padding has to be on the inline block element. That's the secret. Okay, let's figure it out here. Okay, so let's put the px8 on here and see what happens. There we go. That's all we needed. Okay, how's the spacing look between these links? Feels like we need maybe more. They don't really have more, but something about it feels a little bit tight here. Let's try 5 between. Okay. Responsive tables, man. Those are the bane of all developers' existence. I'm sure we'll get it sorted though. Okay, so this is looking pretty close. So then we have like, I feel like we could probably, oh man, why? Div tab. What's, sometimes I feel like Emmet isn't fast enough and you can kind of like outrace it. I'm going to wrap that in a div just so that it's like its own thing. I'll make like a div for kind of like the body section here. And this is going to have, it looks like some padding, like PY probably 8, I don't know. And then this is going to be BG green 200, I don't know, with like a PX8 PY3, and then something about the planet in here. Whoa, that is a bad color. You know what maybe we'll do? Maybe we'll use like a dark lime. Maybe we'll do the old BG opacity 10 sort of thing. Yeah, this is what we're, this is our jam. This is how we're going to cheat here. And we can maybe go a little bit lighter. Let's just keep fiddling until we get it. Till we get something close. And that's a little too blue. Let's go and replace green with the real green instead of the emerald green. Let's see what happens. That's not bad. I could see maybe dropping it one more level. Okay, yeah, come on, that's close enough. That's close enough for sure. Okay. Let's, we got this little globe thing here. We're just gonna steal it. Okay, so we've got an image. Hopefully it's a square, but I bet you it's not. And, what do you think, David? Does this need an alt text? I feel like it's not actually. I feel like it's decorative. Please be square. 311 by 311. Oh, giddy up. H12, W12. Let's see. Oh, let's try 14. What? Come on. Where's our 14? 16? I mean, a negative margin on it. Negative ML4. I don't know. 3, 2, something like that. Okay, and then, oh, what the fuck? This has a background color baked into it. Woof. Okay. All right. Let's I mean, okay. Now I will say you can't tell me that we didn't do a pretty good job picking this background color, since this image has that background color baked into it and we could barely even tell that it was there. So I think we should take some pride in this. But it would be good if we could just like remove the background from that image, or find like, I don't know. This globe is just not gonna cut it. I wonder if we can do like remove background color from image. Maybe there's just like a site. Like I know this removes like faces and stuff like that. But can it remove this stuff? We'll just call this like globe all birds or whatever. WebP. It won't let me do WebP. All right, we are going to suck it up and use the icon. It's gonna look not right. We're gonna do a H16, W16, which even that might not be right now because it's way too big. We're gonna go with like a 1/4 pixel stroke or something. A 1/2 pixel stroke. Man, this is disappointing to me. What can you do? Yeah, we can rotate it. Maybe that'll help. That's a good idea. Rotate, negative rotate 3, something like that. 6, 12. Sure, whatever. I accept it. I refuse to extend the colors. That is admitting defeat. Okay, so let's put this text in here. I'm going to wrap this SVG. Oh, come on, Emmett. I'm too quick for you. Let's do, I don't know. What's with like this weird capitalization of everything? I never know what to do for like H1, H2 stuff for something like this, because like if we had an H1 on the page, it would probably be this women's shoes thing, right? Like we could say this is the H1, which means like, I guess this is like technically an H2, but it kind of feels like not. Actually, let's wrap this in a H2 here. Whatever, we'll just do it. And we'll try and find a question mark circle. That'll do it. Okay, so this is looking perfect, right? We're basically done here. We'll keep that like that. Let's bring this down to like H6, W6. We might even want to make this smaller. Let's drop the stroke down to like a 1.5 pixel stroke, maybe. Well, where's our green here? Flex, space X4, I don't know, something like that. Okay, I guess this image needs to be centered in that stuff. So this text, we're gonna go like text a tiny bit smaller. Man, yeah, it's not a very close match font wise. Need to pull this icon off to the left still a little bit. Just a hair though. Whoops. Okay, and then we'll make this a flex container. Space X2, I don't know, something like that. And looks like maybe we go a tiny bit smaller on this icon. And I think this text needs to be the same size as the other text. But like font light or something. With some extra space above it. What does that give us? What's changing here? Ours is shifted down a little bit in general, just because of like some other spacing differences, but it's not too bad really. Part of me wonders if we should just like tighten this up anyways. Trying to accommodate. Man, trying to get these the font color right here is kind of tough. Text opacity. Text gray 900, text opacity 80. I don't know. Let's like make it a little bit 90. Again, normally we'd have like a color palette here, but this globe is killing me. Oh my god. I'm gonna rotate it the other way because theirs is rotated the other way. But yeah, it's making me sad. Whatever. We will roll with that. Maybe I can get rid of this light font now that we've kind of lightened the opacity. Ugh. I think we still need it. What we really need is a custom font. Do we dare try and pull in Google Fonts? Where's Poppins? I think that's, David was saying that's kind of the closest one, which I think he's right about. Where's like just the grab them all? Don't make me select every single thing here. I just want to get all of them. for now. I guess we can load it in our CSS file, would be like kind of like the dirty way, but do this just because it means I don't have to figure out how, we don't have to create a custom like document in Next or any of that stuff. So once we have that, what does it what does that actually pull in? Does it call it Poppins? We'll have to make a custom font. Font family Poppins. Okay, so let's just do font family. Let us make a font called Poppins here. Poppins system UI. Whatever, that'll do. And I think we can just like default our whole thing to being Poppins, and we'll kind of selectively opt out of it when we need to do some more system-y stuff. Okay, so now we've got like a custom font here, which, yeah, that does help quite a bit, honestly. It makes it look more kind of fancy for sure, but it kind of makes everything look a little bit too big. But we will roll with it. Yeah. Okay, so let's center that logo. And let's start doing some products now. Okay, so after wherever this dilly-dally is, we can have a section here, probably with some padding above it. 80 PY20, and I think what we'll do is loop over some shoes. Products. So we'll just put one in there for now. So we'll have like name is women's wool runner mizzles. Description. Our weather ready sneaker made with merino wool and puddle guard. That's right, I know the keyboard shortcut for the trademark sign. These styles, does the price change? No. I don't know if we're going to get to this interactive thing here. But let's just do like a styles maybe. And the style have a name, which will be like natural. Let's spell gray the Tailwind way. That'll be how you can tell that this is the Tailwind version. Come on. I want this on a separate line, please. Prettier. Just let me do it. Price. We'll just do like lazy price like this. And whatever. We can just duplicate this a few times. Savannah Night. Black Sands. Cardamom? Ginseng. I'll just put all these in there because, like, why not, right? We might not actually... Oh, great. We've got to spell it right here. Might not actually do anything with this data, but at least we'll have something in here. Aurora Cream. Pacific Cream Soul. And finally, True Black. Black Soul. Okay, cool. And I guess technically we want images for all those, but we're going to skip on that for now. So we're going to say image is this, and we're just going to duplicate that. Just use the same image for all of them for now. Or maybe we'll just like, I don't know, alternate between them. Okay, so that should be like alternating. All right, so let's products.map product div product.name. Okay, women's wool runner mizzles. Oh, this PYA. This is a bigger gap than I thought it would be. We can just eyeball it though. Okay, so I think we're going to want the same padding on here that we had on the other stuff, which I think was 8. And we're going to have a list of products, and there's a big card in the middle. We'll do like a, I don't know, I guess an H2 again. Product.name. Text XL. Font semi-bold. Too big. Text LG. Font bold. That's probably... This feels like it's going to be too small, but maybe not. It's a tiny bit small. Okay, we'll just roll with the... Oh, man. Semi... It's hard to get the fonts kind of looking close here. They have a... Even Poppins is like not fancy enough for them, which is kind of crazy to me. I would have thought that Poppins would have been pretty flashy looking. Sort by most popular. And we'll keep display. And let's just, maybe we'll type in woman's wool runner mizzles and see what we get. And we'll shrink it down. It'd be nice if we could show the This catamaran font is close. Oh well, we'll just keep on rocking with Poppins for now. Okay. Oh, description. I already got that. Sweet. Product.description. Okay, so I think we gotta go smaller on that. Text SM, text gray 700 probably, something like that. I don't know. Theirs is actually kind of dark. They don't have a lot of variation in text contrast. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this in another div because I'm going to create another child here, and I like things to be tucked in, you know? Okay, so this thing I think is a big link, but oh no, looks like there's a bunch of independent links. Where's yeah, so there's a link for this whole top chunk is kind of how they've done it. I don't really like referring to how things have been implemented, but that's okay. I kind of like to just do it from scratch, you know, not cheat. Okay, so let's we'll do the same thing though, because now we know. So I'll have like an image, probably in a div, and then probably like a div below with, I guess, an H3, even though it's just repeating the thing. And this is going to be product.styles 0.name, I guess. And price. Let's kind of do this, see what we get. All right. So for the image, we're going to want to do product.styles 0.image. Okay. We're going to want a gap above here. Probably like something like this. The shadow, it looks like they have an even more aggressive shadow than us. That'll have to do. Theirs is like much more visible. One trick we could use, oh my god, why this define thing is killing me, is to layer the shadows using like an extra element. Like that. So now that's pretty close, honestly, at the end of the day. Okay, so then what do we have here? Inside this div, looks like we're going to have px4, py2, and then smaller text. Oops. Everything is so small on this site. Text, SM, font, bold. I don't know. Semi-bold. It's too much. Text. Okay. Let's drop these down to text, SM, text, gray 800. I don't know. We'll just go with the same color as the description. Just everything feels like really thick. Anti-alias I don't think does anything anymore, right? No. There's like a setting on your Mac now if you're a Mac user. That's use font smoothing when available, which like used to default to on, and then once they kind of went full in with Retina displays, started defaulting to off. But when you upgrade your Mac, it actually keeps that setting. So if you have like a Retina display Mac that you've had for a long time, you might be using a different setting than the default here without realizing it. I would recommend turning it off. You don't need subpixel anti-aliasing on high DPI displays. Okay, this will be good enough, I guess. I don't know. So we'll do something like this. Yeah, let's do the sticky header kind of like they have. Someone mentioned that in the chat so that we can do a more back and forth comparison here. So it's pretty easy to do like a cheating version of it. Theirs is like more sophisticated with some JavaScript and stuff. But for us, I think we can just do like sticky. And then top 0, something like that. Get rid of relative. So that's kind of like the lazy man's version of the sticky stuff. And I guess we want to do like, why the heck is that SVG positioned? Oh, it's got a transform on it. Okay, so where's that transformed SVG? Down here, right? If we do Z0, does that like kind of counteract that? No. Okay, so I guess we'll throw like a Z10 on the sticky one. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. All right, so let's go to like the same color here. All right, so let me just try and position this so it's like mostly in the same spot. Why don't we align like the top of the green bar, just approximately. Hard to get like pixel at a time here. Okay, this'll have to do. Let's just like be careful we don't scroll or click or do anything stupid. Okay, so I'm going to add a tiny bit more vertical padding here. And I think I'm going to spread these out a tiny bit less. So like sometimes we're a little tighter, sometimes we're a little wider, and it all kind of comes out in the wash. We could probably go lighter on this text maybe. Whoa. Man. It's tough. It's a little too light. Okay. Next is what? This kind of like list of stuff. So this is a link, and I think ours is a link too. So we got like a link here. And then underneath the link, we've got like another block. Wow. Come on, Emmett. Too quick. Oh man, I've kind of forgot how to use my computer for a second. Do you ever have those moments where like basic things, like basic keyboard shortcuts, just like leave your body? I was just trying to like command tab, and for a second I was like, wait a minute, how do I move between windows? Okay, so this thing below is, I think we could like do something kind of fun with this. All right, let's think of a clever way to do this. So, I mean, we're going to have like a button, and I think maybe the button will have like the style name as the text, but we'll do it like just for screen readers. SR only. This one's for you, David. Product.styles. I guess we'll just do like style.name. And we'll do like a product.styles.map style. And then I think we'll do like some weird stuff where we have like a, I don't know. I kind of want to just like grab my color picker tool here and just kind of like grab a bunch of these colors. So let's just add these. So for this style, I'm going to say colors that, oh man, I got to bring back my menu bar for a second. This is not going to cut it. And this, and we'll just like do some inline style tricks to make this work. So grab the next one. Snowdrift. Shark. Isn't this fun, just watching me like copy and paste colors all day, like some sort of, I don't know. Hopefully it's still fun. Hopefully still some educational moments. And let's just grab this last one. And then we'll just cheat for the other ones. But yeah, this way we can kind of tell what's going on here. Let's let's grab this one. Let's paste that in for all the other ones. I don't care. Okay. We can get rid of this menu bar now. And then we gotta do this again. And this. Okay. So what I was kind of thinking here is we would have, like, what's the size of this button, you know? It's like probably 24 by 24, call it. How many times have I typed out class equals in this? None. Oh my God. I'm becoming a real React developer. Style equals background color style dot colors 0. And this should kind of do something, honestly, shouldn't it? Zero by 0. Shouldn't these stretch to fill the space? Zero by 12? Is that 12 wide or? I mean, okay, let's just width full. I don't know. All right, something like that. Like we could also just say H3 W6. And class name equals like flex space x2 or something. 4, I don't know. And I think we need like the old, I don't know. Let's just do px4. And maybe we'll just do like the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Styles dot slice 0 to 6. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. And then we will negative 45-degree rotation. Rounded, full, overflow, hidden. Cool. And looks like we have some padding. Let's get rid of the P. We'll change this to like P. Well, where's this link? The link. Oh, the link. The price isn't even in the link. Interesting. We're divvying it up again. Here we go. which means that this empty one should be on here. And that's going to look bad now. Probably because we need a px4, so we can probably get rid of that here. But we also need to get rid of this I had this as py3 originally, right? I think we just want pt3 on that now. And then whatever the space is kind of underneath here, we probably just want to do as like a margin top on this, like mt3. I don't know. And then it looks like we got some padding at the bottom of this section, maybe pb3, 4. And then we have this like quick add thing, which it looks like it's just like one big full width button at the bottom. So I guess we'll do another div for that with a button in it. That'll say a span with quick add, and then another span with a Heroicon in it. Plus and plus SM are shockingly similar. Class name equals h6w6. Flex justified between text sm px4 py3. I don't know. Class name. Oh, almost got me that time. Okay. Looks like we need some bolder text on here. Yeah, a lot of people say hero icons, which is fine, but we've always called it Heroicons because we thought that was kind of just a kind of a fun play on words. Heroicons, so heroic. Looks like we need quite a bit more space above the above this like row of buttons, I think. Let's go with another 4 pixels maybe. And it looks like there's a border on them. Like a gray border. So let's just do like border gray 400, something like that. It looks like it's kind of a light gray border. Probably we need to specify that it should have a border. Oh, yikes. 200? 300. That looks like the right color. And then for the active one, we have like a ring. So we can use like the new ring utilities for that. So we can say like ring offset 1, ring gray 300. I don't know. How thick is their ring? 2 pixels. Let's say ring 2. I guess we only want to do it for the first one. So let's say with the index, and I guess we'll go full template string on this now. And we'll say I triple equals 0. This is kind of fine. I don't know. In a real thing, probably use some cool library like class names. Yeah. And we wouldn't be doing this based on like I equals 0. We'd be doing it if it's like the selected one because you'd have some state here and stuff. But we're just trying to get by here. What do we got for time here? 3:45. Okay, here's the deal. This is enough for now because we've been going for like an hour and a bit. So I'll keep this kind of set aside though, and we can maybe hop back into it and polish it off, like maybe do another hour on it on Monday or something, and play with some fun stuff, and yeah, just kind of like keep hacking on it here and there. And yeah, I don't know, like this is like pretty close, you know? There's like some subtle differences, but if I was trying to steal your Allbirds password, I bet you I could succeed. and that's what really counts. So yeah, thanks for checking it out. Hopefully you picked up a trick or two, and we'll do some more of this again next week maybe, and hack on some of the other stuff. Because if you look at like the desktop view, there's some cool stuff in here, like this whole like kind of filters thing. You know, maybe we can like make it almost work. You know, some fancier stuff in this menu. We didn't even get to like the responsive menu even. So yeah, there's lots we could do. I think there's like lots of kind of fun tricks to learn from tackling this. Like I can even see like some cool gradient tricks that we could do on these images and stuff like that. So yeah, it looks simple, right? But there is a lot of interesting opportunities for cleverness here. So yeah, let's do some more next week. Thanks for checking out the stream. Hopefully learned something, and I'll see you soon. See ya. Still here. Still trying to figure out how to end the stream here. Here we go. Bye.